Imagine standing in the south of France before the mighty stones of a Roman amphitheater. You can almost hear the echoes of ancient crowds and gladiators. These ruins, silent and beautiful, speak of a civilization that once ruled the known world. Now, let's travel north to Paris, where the spires of Notre Dame rise toward the sky. Here, power is spiritual, not imperial, a place for prayer, not spectacle. The stained glass and stonework tell a new story: faith, kings, and a people called the French. At first glance, the Roman arena and the Gothic cathedral seem worlds apart. But what if they're chapters of the same story? The common tale is that Rome fell, darkness followed, and then France was born. But history is rarely so simple. The end of Rome and the rise of France overlapped, blending old and new. The builders of cathedrals were descendants of those who filled Roman arenas. France didn't replace Rome, it grew from its ruins. How did a Roman province become a new kingdom? Not by sudden collapse, but by gradual evolution. Cultures, languages, and laws blended over generations. Rome never truly vanished from Gaul, it transformed. To understand France's birth, we must see Rome's legacy living on. This is the story of a civilization's rebirth. When Rome died, France was born. Out of its stones, its language, and its spirit. Let's discover how that transformation happened. The fall of Rome wasn't a single dramatic event for most people in Gaul. Life changed slowly, almost imperceptibly, over generations. Roman buildings still stood, Latin was still spoken, and coins bore the emperor's face. The local bishop, not the emperor, became the figure of authority. Rome's presence faded, but didn't disappear overnight. Political power shifted to local leaders, Roman governors, Germanic generals. The roads, markets, and laws remained familiar. The end of Rome in 476 CE was a political footnote, not a catastrophe. No one declared the empire over, people simply adapted. The framework of Rome was gone, but its cultural foundations endured. Gaul's people lived on, bridging two worlds. For centuries, Gaul was thoroughly Romanized. After Caesar's conquest, Rome built cities, roads, and infrastructure across the land. Lutetia became Paris, Lugdunum, Nemausus, and Arelate flourished. People lived Roman lives, attending theaters, worshiping gods, trading across the empire. Latin became the common language, evolving into vulgar Latin, the ancestor of French. Roman law brought order and predictability, shaping society deeply. Courts, contracts, and property rights became the norm. Even as imperial power faded, Roman culture and law held Gaul together. Being Roman in Gaul meant living in a world of shared language, law, and identity. This legacy would outlast the empire itself. The seeds of France were sown in Roman soil. By the 3rd and 4th centuries, Rome was fraying from within. Political chaos and civil wars weakened the empire. Emperors rose and fell rapidly, draining resources and morale. Economic crisis followed, devalued currency, inflation, and shrinking trade. Wealthy landowners retreated to self-sufficient estates, fragmenting the economy. Rome's borders grew vulnerable as Germanic tribes pressed in. Many barbarians served in the Roman army, blurring lines between Roman and outsider. Mass migrations, not just invasions, swept into the empire. Rome struggled to manage these new populations, sometimes fighting, sometimes negotiating. The old distinction between Roman and barbarian faded. The stage was set for a new order in Gaul. The transformation of Europe had begun. The turning point came on the last day of 406 CE. The Rhine froze, and Germanic tribes, Vandals, Alans, Suebi, crossed into Gaul. Roman defenses were stretched thin, chaos followed. Cities fell, farms were abandoned, and Roman order collapsed. The illusion of Roman invincibility was shattered. These groups carved out territories, leaving a power vacuum. The Franks, already familiar with Gaul, saw their chance. Unlike other invaders, they knew the land and its people. The stage was set for the Franks to rise. The Franks weren't strangers. They'd lived along the Rhine for centuries. Sometimes raiders, often Roman allies. Many served in the Roman army. By the 5th century, they were Romanized, holding military titles and land. When Roman authority collapsed, the Franks stepped in as local rulers. They collected taxes, kept order, and were seen as stabilizers, not conquerors. For Gallo-Romans, Frankish rule was preferable to chaos. The Franks blended Roman and Germanic traditions. One Frankish leader would soon unite them all. Clovis, king of the Salian Franks, changed everything. Ambitious and shrewd, he knew military power wasn't enough. His conversion to Catholic Christianity was a masterstroke. Unlike other Germanic rulers, he embraced the faith of the Gallo-Roman elite. Baptized in Reims, Clovis became a Christian king, not just a warlord. The church backed him, giving legitimacy and support. Clovis united most of Gaul, defeated rivals, and made Paris his capital. He and his dynasty embraced Roman law, language, and administration. The result, a Romano-Frankish kingdom, not a break from the past. Clovis laid the foundation for medieval France. His legacy was a new, blended identity. Clovis's kingdom was a hybrid, Frankish rulers atop a Roman foundation. Daily life changed little. The language, law, and church remained. Over time, Franks and Gallo-Romans merged, intermarrying, worshiping, and living under shared laws. The Latin-based language evolved into French. The name France comes from the Franks, but its soul is Roman. Roman legacy endures in language, law, cities, and faith. France is not Rome's rival, but its heir. Cultures don't die. They transform and blend. The Colosseum stones and Notre Dame's spires are verses of the same story. France is the afterlife of Rome, a living testament to its endurance. When you walk through France, you walk through Rome's legacy. The story of France is the story of rebirth from ancient ruins. This is how Rome became France.